All right. In your advanced practice, how has the integration of shadow work with conscious surrender enriched your understanding of your own authenticity, and what revelations have emerged from embracing those hidden dimensions?
What is shadow work exactly?
The being with your dark side?
Yeah, the parts
Yeah.
of you that you don't reveal to others, I think.
Yeah,
That's
often,
that's how I understand it. Yeah.
or even a hide from yourself.
Well,
Exactly. It's work with things that you hide even from yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
so
Well, my understanding of that is that your shadow is what makes you whole. So if your whole idea of becoming whole, which is what spirituality is about, is it's embracing even your shadow.
Right. It's
Yeah.
part of the whole, certainly.
It is part of the whole, and I think, yeah, but we have these very, very powerful forces inside of us that called resistance.
That, oh, no, nothing.
And,
Yeah, that's
and denial.
And denial, yes.
Yeah.
I have a picture of me on the Nile, and I called it
Oh,
Dina on denial.
yeah.
So yeah, sorry, just throw that in for
Oh, well, that's all
for
right.
a laugh.
That's always a good comment to come
Yeah.
around from time to time.
Yeah. So, but it is very much, the shadow work is essential, I think, to this work.
Yeah.
How can you call yourself whole if you don't embrace your shadow, if your shadow isn't part of you?
How can
right?
you know yourself if you don't know that side of yourself?
If you don't know that side, yeah,
Right.
it
And
is.
if you know it, how can you not deal with it and work with it and try to integrate it?
Yes,
Yeah, well,
integrate. That's the word, isn't it?
You could integrate it through proper understanding and attitude. Let me see here. Let me look at the words of that question. Conscious surrender. Yeah. You see, you have to surrender uh, your resistance to it, your need to keep it hidden from yourself, so that it can be integrated. You can't do anything with it as long as you're, judging yourself negatively all the time for it. And you have to see it for what it is, and that means that's a certain kind of acceptance.
well,
Yes.
you think of your shadow self as being what you understand as your flaws or your
Yeah, that's where we start.
imperfections, your faults. Why would you embrace those? I mean, it's
Because they're
try
there.
to get rid of them. It would be the
Which
point.
leads me to a question that I had in reading the study Quran by Sidi Hussein.
Yeah.
It repeats over and over again in the study part that if you recognize a fault and don't ask forgiveness within the same day, you won't be forgiven.
Well,
And I thought that seems to me to preclude ever recognizing a fault in the past and trying to correct it.
yeah, I don't think
I can't imagine making a statement like that. Is that really there?
Oh yes, it's there. Not only is it there, it's there several times.
Yeah. Well, isn't there something in the Bible, or maybe it's a writing of some theologian, about don't let the sun set on your anger. Don't let the day end without.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's a little different.
It's a little different, but I think the point is that seize the opportunity when you first, catch it and get rid of it immediately.
Yeah, the difference is that in the formulation George quoted, if this happened yesterday and you didn't do it, oh, well.
Yeah,
that opportunity's gone. Forget it.
Well, the thing is, I go ahead and do it anyway.
Sure.
Because I don't agree with. There's parts of that I don't agree with. It would make your situation almost a dead standstill.
Yeah, and it doesn't forbid you from trying to do it later.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a funny way of putting it, because I mean that leads to me understanding that whoever wrote it doesn't believe in God's infinite mercy.
Or is just making a particular point and not bothering to balance it out. But
because I mean there is although I think there are several verses of the Quran where they said, where God dislikes divorce. God, Allah. There are several things there that are listed.
Slaves.
Yeah, that are listed there as. It doesn't say unforgiving in the Arabic, but it is something that is not. It's not. Let me say it. It's not even the word acceptance. It's more like it's not good. Put it that way. That's loosely translated from the Arabic itself. Yeah. So there's, but yeah.
But
God must really hate me. I've been divorced twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Unforgiven, man.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, if you truly come from a place of understanding God's infinite mercy, and that even the darkest of your faults and sins can be forgiven.
Right.
That's what infinite mercy means.
You can't very well when you don't recognize it as a fault until later in life. And then you realize that what I did then was horrible.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there is something in a hadith that you must never disagreements or moments of indecision. You have 72 hours to go and fix that.
Boy,
so
I hardly have ever known of married couples that didn't go through periods when they were in very much disagreement with each other.
At least in ways you could see.
Yes, in ways that but that they've overcome.
Yeah. What makes a good relationship, assuming it isn't fatally flawed.
And so I don't, that seems to kind of border on a hopelessness.
I would want to, I would have to look at the specific commentary that you're referring to try to.
It's in the last 1,000 pages or so where it's. I read the whole thing. It's about.
You've read the whole thing, have you, George?
I have to skim through and try to find it, but I think it would make sense if you recognize today that for years and years you've been doing things that were wrong and hurt people and were sinful or despicable or bad or something, but when you finally do recognize it, then you should seek forgiveness.
Usually when you recognize it, you're horrified by the fact that you did something like that, and you would like very much to be a different person than the person who did that.
Well, that's when you ask forgiveness.
And dealing with that is dealing with the shadow side of it.
Yes,
that's right. And it's also
this question.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't think those statements in there, they don't tell the whole story very well, or at least they put you in a hopeless situation, and I can't agree with that. I mean, even Christ himself, he who is without sin cast the first stone.
Yes.
So we're meaning all of us.
Yeah.
Yep.
So David, I see you've joined us. We're actually gotten to question 1. If you want to.
All the way to question 1.
Read through it. Talking about.
I wanted to comment on question 1. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yeah.
Yep, we can hear you.
So both those parts have been very important, and this would be an amazing question for Brandy. Brandy actually got me to do shadow work for the first time years ago, and integrating the shadow work with the conscious surrender. The integration is key here of both those parts has really deepened my understanding of authenticity, and it's revealed a lot of unacknowledged things,
Yeah.
strengths, and wounds. And these were operating beneath the surface. And so that work, shadow work, allowed me to see where I had unconscious patterns, fear, like developed, you know, mechanisms that were shaping my choices. And then I had to surrender to the process to release and trust that, you know, what's going to unfold. And
Right.
together, it took both of those together to illuminate that authenticity is not about me constructing this idealized self. Yes, we want to be at our higher self, but it's really about embracing the whole self, all the paradoxes that I'm finding. And then, really, a key thing that I learned from that was that I was rejecting some of the sources of wisdom and power that I had, and by consciously surrendering to this, like these hidden dimensions of things rather than fighting them, it's allowed me to have deeper connection, more aligned way of, you know, walking through life, my spiritual life come back. It's not about control. It's really, or creating or getting rid of or fixing these things. It's about embracing them and integrating them and honoring and letting them be seen and expressing, you know, all of the parts. And that
Right.
is not easy.
Yeah.
No, but regardless of where you are in your spiritual journey, you're going to remain a human being who has a mind that, you know, that has thoughts that are not based on spiritual truths, and desires about things that have no spiritual value. And, you know, the thing is, you can't get distracted by them, but you do have to surrender to the fact that they're there, and not spend all your time fighting things that are going to arise from time to time, no matter what.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard not to go through all sorts of situations in this life that you don't get angry about things.
Well, yeah,
And sometimes say things that are provoked by that anger.
sure.
And then don't ask for forgiveness until it's the next day. Well, that's
Yeah, because time unfolds and something may occur to you or other events may happen. You can refocus the situation. You can see it in a new light. You can be presented with different information that modifies what happened. You know, that's what learning is all about.
Right.
right.
And if you can't just drop the anger as soon as you feel it, then it may take a while to dissipate. During that time, you're likely to be justifying it, and things like that. You're not going to ask for forgiveness. You know, you know, you can either let go of it, or it can gradually reduce its grip on you. But
Right.
dropping it saves time.
It does, and it's a lot. It sounds a lot easier than it actually is. It isn't. It's a difficult process.
It is.
Doesn't mean that it's impossible, but it is. It's challenging. I mean, you know,
Right.
To look at yourself in a way, you know, that is like the word authentic creeped into this conversation, and you know, and you can't be authentic if you're not whole. You know, and that includes that shadow part.
Every tradition that I know of has spiritual practices which are an attempt to overcome these things within the same time frame. Like, for instance, the Buddhist prayer wheels, where they repeat continuously the prayers and the continuous invocation of the divine name. It seems like that these things would overcome some of the problems.
Yeah. But the problems arise in a part of the soul that is maybe not totally
Right.
curable.
Well, I know that in many cases I'll even ask for forgiveness even when I'm still angry.
Oh yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
And that's and that gets to another thing that you can happen is that a negative state, you can experience it deeply enough or often enough that you really see what's repulsive about it, for instance.
Right.
And when it arises, then it's like having a bad taste in your mouth. You know, when it arises, you're responding to feeling the true nature of that response rather than justifying it. You know, it comes up and you say, ick.
Well, many problems that a person has spiritually takes time to work his way out of it.
It takes time to get to that point where you say ick, for that matter.
Yeah, where you realize in completeness how wrong you were.
Yeah, you got to get a good look at it.
And you can't just see that immediately and then saying some prayer that is just become kind of a habitual thing that doesn't cut very deep into your soul doesn't do it either.
No, it doesn't do the psychological work.
Well, I was thinking of
But it's still a good thing to do.
Jesus prayer.
It's helpful.
Yeah.
That's the point. It's helpful.
Sometimes that's what you can do.
And you can take your attention away from the thing that you're struggling with and put it on that prayer, and get a little distance from it.
Yeah, I was just thinking of the Jesus prayer, Lord, have mercy on me, a sinner. And you say that, repeatedly during every day, that you're acknowledging that I am a sinner.
Right.
And maybe that just becomes rote and it doesn't mean anything. It's beyond the point. But
although if you internalize the notion that, the imperfection is always there, then you may be less defensive about having a particular negative reaction or something. You don't have to, you don't have to deny it.
Well, it would seem to me that God's mercy could come to you even on death's door.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah, sure.
It could be then that you really, truly realize the error of some of the ways that you thought and the way that you have behaved.
Yeah. Well, deathbed confessions are not useless.
Right.
Even if they're not part of a crime story.
So I just found myself kind of, I couldn't really wholly get behind the statements that were being made at the latter part of that study you're on.
Yes, I understand completely. Luna, why don't you give us your comment on this and we'll get on to another question.
All right, sounds good. I think that it's just another form of practice. And too often we tend to do the practices that are easiest. And we always tend to look outside.
Yeah.
Outside ourselves. We look to the other. And I think it's also easy to look on the inside and look only at the things you want to look at. And this question I asked because I think it's important to look at those deeper, darker areas of the self, because those are the areas that when you explore them and dig around and poke them a bit, that it's what I think gives the greatest benefit when you're practicing. And I think if you combine a form of, introspection and questioning of the self with a form of, let's say, meditation, whether it's invocation or breath meditation, particularly a form of breath meditation, you can get some really amazing results.
Tell us more.
An example?
Well, let's say you find some stillness in your life, whether it's in your zawiya or whatever, and you slow down, you find peace, you find quiet. We talked about the quiet last week. And then you focus on the breath. You know, let's say just one version, that's vipassana or hatha yoga. And while you're doing that, you know, slow down, but also things come up.
Yeah.
You know, no one's going to have a perfectly still mind. And then when something comes up, analyze it. Very often I find that the things that come up when I am, let's say, walking or active are the surface things. But when I'm meditating, then it tends to be some of these things lurking in the shadows. And rather than just letting it go, I find that like working it and playing around with it like it's a ball of Play-Doh is actually really helpful, because it tells me something about myself, who I am, where I was, and where I'm going. And more often than not, you know, it's still an enigma, but it helps to analyze these things. And that practice of analyzing these deeper aspects, I think, allows me to know where my faults lie and where I can work to improve certain things going forward.
Yeah. Yeah, you can gain understanding by keeping your attention on it and not seeking a distraction from it.
Because I'll tell you, we live in a world of distractions.
Oh, yeah.
And there's nothing like sitting in a corner staring at a wall and breathing to get all of your worst fears to come up. I'll tell you this right now, all of my worst nightmares haven't been while asleep. It's been during meditation. All of these fears and everything come up when you're meditating. They come up when you're in silence. And then you can analyze those fears and say, is this something to really be afraid with? Will this too pass away? Does this have intrinsic reality? And if you have the right mindset about it, you can realize that too shall pass. That doesn't have intrinsic reality. It's not a part of the one, or it's just something that's part of life, and you can let it pass. You can analyze it, see it for what it is, it floats away, and then you move on.
Right. And resisting it is a way to keep engaged with it.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
So, right. It takes more than a day's worth of consideration of something to come get to the bottom of it.
Oh, it may take years.
Yes.
But you know, and analyzing it is not really the term I would use, because it sounds like thinking, but it's but you still want to understand it. You get to know it. It's like and giving it the time and attention to let it, you know, like some wine that you really want to taste, let it swirl around in your mouth, you know. Don't spit it out or swallow it immediately. It's you want to complete your experience of it, or you know, it's as long as it keeps coming up, there's probably something it hasn't told you yet.
Okay. Sounds right.
Yeah.
And self-realization can come suddenly sometimes, but sometimes gradually over a long period of time.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever it comes, that's when you realize that this is something I need to remedy somehow.
Well, sometimes opening up one of those things can lead to seeing a whole series of them that you've been doing throughout your life.
Yeah, sometimes there are things hiding behind it.
Yes, because, oh, this is something I did here, and this is something I did there, and this is something I did someplace else. It's the first time you become aware of that aspect of things.
You see the pattern, maybe.
Yeah, the pattern is good.
I did that.
And that's like and that's the same as recognizing, wait a minute, I've tasted this bad thing before. And getting so that you can recognize your response to it or the feelings that go along with it, and may even participate in generating it. But so you can notice when it's happened. You can become aware. You don't have to wait till after the fact and say, damn, I did that again. Although that happens plenty, no matter what.
Yes.
I mean, or we make a good intention to never do that again, and then we do that again. That which, let's see, what is it? That which I would do, I do not, and the evil that I would not do, I do.
Yeah, St.
Quoting
Paul.
quoting from whom there?
Yeah,
St. Paul.
St. Paul.
Yeah, I guess it's Paul.
Yeah. Okay, how about another question?
Super. How does your ongoing communion with nature serve as a reflective mirror for your inner landscape? And in what manner do you discern the subtle language of natural omens as guidance from the ineffable?
Good question.
Omens?
Messages.
Signs.
Signs.
Yeah.
Just a sign.
Something that comes up that seems to mean something, yes.
Well, my feelings about nature are divided in some respects. I find parts of it that are objectionable, and I find parts of it that I love to be immersed in.
It's hard to love mosquitoes and fire ants.
Yeah, right. When you
Fire
get
ants. Yeah.
bitten by a mad dog, you don't really.
That's nature, but
Yes.
Yeah. And you might see something beautiful in nature, but you can also see there's a danger there, like a big rock that's about to fall down, and there's this beautiful place where you're standing.
Well, it's almost impossible to keep yourself from blinking when you see something approaching your eye.
Yeah, that's true. We have a lot of responses that are automatic, and some of them aren't really instinctive. And those are the ones that, we might be able to do something with and do something about. But if they're instinctive, like the eye,
Yeah,
you just accept it as part of your physical manifestation, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they're eye pains and reflexes and things like that. But I think the question really is dealing with it at a higher level, about understanding how nature works or is working, or what forces are at play in terms of understanding how you're doing, or what to do next, or how to fit in with the flow of things, rather than waste your time and energy opposing it.
I can't help from feeling happy that I wasn't born in a jungle.
Well, at least it's usually warm there, and I don't like the cold.
Well, it's also wet. It's also
humid, very, very humid.
Oh, yeah.
humid. It's also.
But you never see any ice.
Right. And you're all the time drinking something or eating something that's really bad for you.
Yeah, but I
anything
actually,
else.
This reminds me of that notion or concept of insanul kamil, which is the potential of us being fully realized. And then, as the microcosmos and the macrocosmos, I'm thinking in terms of that, so I panned way out and look at that bigger picture. And in order for us to, because Ibn Sina, who wrote the Kanun al-Shifa, or the Canon of Medicine, he never dissected a human corpse, but he knew how to map out the internal organs of someone, and that's documented, and that canon of medicine is now what people learn in medical school, that's still referred to today. He talked about your outer senses, which are the five senses, your empirical senses, and he talked about the inner senses. And I think once you get your inner instruments calibrated, as I like to say, it corresponds quite naturally to the outside world.
Yes. Well,
that's my experience.
In many ways, it does anyway, because of the union of subject and object, even though the way it's reflected in our inner life, we might not like. I mean, something big and beautiful can leave you in a state of awe, but it could also cause you to be uneasy about your insignificance. So something, what does it bring up within?
Yeah, and that's why I think spiritual traditions encourage us to look within.
Yeah.
And then look at the world from within, and not, rely on, your outer senses then take a back seat, because you intuit things, you interact intuitively. I mean, because I too have problems with mosquitoes. For some reason, they absolutely love me.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So to go on a forest walk, even though I really wanted to, because I just read the book about forest bathing, written by a Japanese gentleman, and he recommends it. Just immerse yourself in that forest and just become one with it. And allow nature to shower you with what they offer, the cosmos, for what they do. And how it reminds me of Surah Ar-Rahman, where even the trees prostrate.
Yeah
So, and that's a beautiful way for us to learn how, I hate to use this word, but how it just bends with phenomena that's always happening. Whether it's a strong wind, it bends. The trick is, the survival mechanism there is perhaps to bend, otherwise you'll break. The more you resist. And so trees bend towards the wind, and when a human being tries to, we've got all kinds of psychological hang-ups, don't we? I mean, we punish ourselves for things we did a cajillion years ago. We have that in us, that negative side within us, when we're dealing, especially when we're dealing with a shadow, and then they're conjuring up feelings of guilt and, oh my God, what have I done? And we go into this rabbit hole of wallowing and self-pity, and that's a stage that in shadow work, where you do feel that. But then if you do believe in all that is, and that infinite mercy, and you learn to forgive yourself, I think that's more important, forgiving yourself. Because to ask forgiveness from someone is easy. For me to forgive someone is easy. For me to forgive myself, it's a little harder.
Well,
so
you can see up close the thing that the flaw, the sin.
It's right there. Yeah.
Well, what's your approach to forgiving others then?
Forgiving others?
Yes.
Well,
you say that's easier than forgiving yourself, but how do you do that?
Forgiving others?
Yes.
From within, I know that everything is God. There's nothing outside of God. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That all that is, and we're part of that. And so this person who other people, think that I'm crazy for forgiving, I see that. I see that that person is part of the universe as well, and they have a role in my life. Now I can choose not to like it, I can choose to like it or whatever, but I have to deal with this phenomena. And if I don't deal with this phenomena, it's going to come back. It's going to be a recurring thing. If we don't get the signs the first time round, my experience is that it comes back harder. So
well, it's
yeah,
likely it was there to teach you something in the first place.
yeah, and that I was too busy resisting it, to learn from it. And so I've learned to become gentler with people. I don't like what they did to me, but I cannot dispute the fact that that person or that whatever hurt me had a role to play.
Yeah.
And they played the role.
Yeah,
And
it has a role in your life, and it expresses something that the other person might be able to see himself in.
Yes. Yeah. Because we're not, even though we have inner childs, we're all adults. Yeah. And the more mature way of doing that, of approaching a person that you don't like, or for something that they've done for you, that's easy for me to forgive. A lot easier because that's, and also by allowing forgiveness, God's forgiveness, the universe's forgiveness to flow through me, there's a little bit of forgiveness there for myself too. It's that's how I learned. By forgiving others, I learned eventually how to forgive myself.
Yeah, and it helps to remember that in general, what other people do is really not about you.
Yeah.
So they are sort of trapped in a unconscious place, reacting automatically or whatever they're doing. They don't know there's another possibility in that moment.
Yeah.
So they're doing the only thing they could.
I think there's also this surge of energy, really good energy, once you forgive someone.
Yes.
There's when there's only love, that's what I aspire to. I'm not there yet. I have my fair share of shadows to deal with too. But if I, remind myself that they're part of nature, they're part of the universe, and they have a role to play. Maybe I was the one that didn't get the lesson, so
right.
I tend to forgive, and it releases this energy, and it changes the other person as well when you do forgive.
Right.
I know a lot of people, even spiritual people, who like, can you help in this and that, donate this? They want help that is concrete. And when somebody's not in a position to give, I say, like myself, I'll say, well, I'll pray for you. And they look at me and smirk like prayer is nothing,
Like the cop out.
I can't believe that I'm dealing with these people. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so prayer is very powerful. Do not underestimate prayer. Because praying, it's what Arjuna did on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, as written in the Bhagavad Gita. His hesitation.
Right.
It's all, Krishna tried to, illustrate for him that in the greater universe, this is happening and this is inevitable. You must face it, and you must go ahead and you must fight out this battle. So it's very, very beautiful. Very, very beautiful.
Yeah, you may have to realize that this thing that you don't like has been given to you, and it's now your responsibility to deal with, whether that means how to see it or how to respond to it.
Yeah, but it helps from a spiritual perspective. Certainly what I try and apply in my life is to process it first internally. So I don't normally respond spontaneously to phenomena. It's just, take it all in, breathe it all in, and then love it all out. that's sorry guys, all I got for you is love. You know.
That's a nice way to put it.
It is.
I don't
Yeah.
know that I would have ever. I don't even know if I have had the experience that I would express that way, but I hope I have.
So what if you were in Germany in 1930s and 1940s and you knew all the bad things that Hitler was doing? Would you say, I nevertheless love you, Hitler, and I forgive you, even while he's continuing to do those bad, horrible things?
Well,
Yeah.
you can love the
You
reality
could.
in which he seems to inevitably arise.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. I mean, can you honestly say that Hitler was not created by God?
No, I'm afraid
He's just someone who manifested all his fears and doubts, and look at the devastation in his wake.
right.
You know, I'm not saying that what he did is right. Yeah,
No.
This isn't about whether he's right. This is the ability to. I was raped when I was 9 years old, and I could look that man in the eye and say, I forgive you. I forgive you. I don't want to have anything to do with you, but I forgive you.
Well, that's an accomplishment.
And there began my spiritual journey at such a young age, you know.
Oh, yeah.
At 10 years old, I was able to do that. And, you know, and then say to him, right, okay, I'm no longer safe in this house, because he was married to my mother. No longer safe in this house, so put me in boarding school. And I asked to be placed in boarding school. And I had the time of my life in boarding school. So there you go.
And you what?
I had the time of my life in boarding school.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Still lifelong friends from that.
Yes, Thalia knows. Yep, I recently reunited with them in Phuket in Thailand. We went to Thailand together. I've known her for 48 years. We were in the same boarding school together. And you know,
that's the gift that came from that.
And that's the gift.
There's a
and that's the gift.
forgiveness, but that was the gift you got from that.
Yeah. There is a way to express to someone, you know, you must have had a reason why, which is a mystery to me, of why you did those things.
Yes.
But you know, I forgive. You forgive that person for what they've done to you. I mean, if you look at I think it's a biography, Viktor Frankl. Is that how? Yeah.
Is his work a biography? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it's a biography of his experience in one of Hitler's camps, and Frank, you know, the Diary of Anne Frank, the resilience, human resilience. How can we develop resilience if our life is always comfortable and stable, and life isn't flatlining. Life is all about up and down, isn't it?
Yeah. Life flows, it moves things.
It does. You get some good with the highs and some bad with the lows, or whatever you want to describe. But life is flux.
Yeah.
And there are some horrors in the world. And, you know, I pray for the souls that are still being oppressed still today. There are some people in the world that are oppressed. You know, I pray for them every day. Yeah. So, but yeah, that prayer, I mean, you know, there've been scientific, not scientific, but spiritual experiments, human experiments that they've, you know, like getting a room full of people meditating and just sending love to an individual or a group of individuals has had a profound effect on people. So if Hitler can do the bad work, you know, then we can do some good by praying for others. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, you know, and I actually think that that's more powerful than anything I can do with my hands.